It was at that moment that I just felt I was in service to a saint. I always liked the Osho people. They were always really cool in their orange robes, and I was a Hare Krishna devotee, so there's the Oshos and Hare Krishnas. And we had our saffron robes and they had their orange robes. But so I never got to meet Osho, but I feel like I met him through Nirav, because his consciousness was so divine. He would come to my service and he would sing. I always had him sit next to me in whatever state that he was in. And I would always say, Nirav, please sing. Because I knew that singing was his great love. And if I could get him to sing that he would get, then it would be a good thing. And so sometimes he would sing sitting up. He would say, and actually sometimes he would lead a Sufi dance. And then it got to the point where he couldn't stand up anymore. But he would lead the song lying down. He'd be lying down, playing the guitar in the Sunday service. This is Nirav, incredible human being. It blew me away, and I promised myself that as long as he could sing, whatever state that he was in, I would be, his body was breaking down, and I didn't care what anybody else thought. I just wanted him to be there and to feel our support and our love as a community. And I told him also that I would work with him, whatever it took to work with him. And I would be there at whatever time in the morning, if he needed to go to the hospital, if there was an operation, whatever it was 4 o'clock in the morning, Nirav, I'm right there. So then one time, and we worked together in such harmony. I got him to this point where with my treatments, it would go all green. Red was not good, and blue was not good either. But we got him to the place where we get him green. We called it the green Tara, and it would always make him feel great. And I couldn't, but that became the standard. So I could never work on him without getting the green Tara. So it would have to be, no matter how long it would take, we'd go for the green Tara. Okay, Nirav, we got the green Tara. Oh, thank you, Kedar, this is great. Make him feel really good and peaceful. So one time, he had to go in for an operation. And it was, so as promised, they arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning. Shanti and Nirav arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning. Got up and I put him on the altar and I lit the candles and we had the incense going, and I thought, okay, this is it. He's going to go in for an operation for his colostomy. And it was really scary for Nirav because he had never had any operation in his entire life. And so I did all the right things. I'm doing it. And I hit the last reading, and it's supposed to be all green, but it's all blue. And it's a complete flatline blue, which means he's so freaked out that it's just, no matter what I'm doing, he's overriding it. So I can't show him a blue because he's going to get all freaked out about this. And so in that moment, I said, God, forgive me for this one. It's mind over matter. It's all about the mind. It's what he's thinking. So I flipped to the day before, which was a green. I go, Nirav, it's green, Tara. He goes, yeah, all right. So he goes to the, as promised, I said, I'll see you before and I'll see you after, immediately after. So as promised, he goes and gets his operation, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's back by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I do my work with him without any effort. Usually I had to really work at it. Without any effort, it was all green. Yeah. He's such a powerful mind he has. So then afterwards I said, Nirav, I have something that I have to admit to you. You know, I couldn't do it to you. I couldn't send you off with the blue, so I switched screens and I did the blue. And he goes, "Oh, Kedar, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. So I promise I won't do it again." So Nirav, boy, I'll tell you what. Right up until we had so many wonderful times. Every time he would come, there's always a smile on his face. And he taught me so much about perseverance and humility and strength. You know, I mean, strength like a lion, like an elephant. You know, he'd have 5 patches on his back, the morphine patches. And how you doing, Nirav? I'm all right, yeah. And clearly he's in pain, you know. So right up until the last, Nirav was, I was telling this morning at our service, Nirav was the first person to tithe to the Temple of Peace. He believed in tithing. And I accepted it from him because he wanted that so much. He just felt that it was the right thing to do. And right until the last days, 3 days before he departed, he called me and he said, "Kedar," and this was the first time that he had ever said it to me. He said, "Kedar, I'm dying. Can you please come and see me?" And I said, "I'll be right there." And so we bathed him. And Shanti bathed him, and I just helped get him over there to the sink and everything. And then he got back to bed, and he was fiddling around with his fanny pack and cash and all of this stuff, and I'm like, "What's he doing?" He says, "Kedar, I've got this tithe for you. I've been holding it for 25 days. I gotta give it to you." I was like, "You're just so precious." And I said, "Can I do anything that I want with this tithe?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So I'm gonna give it back to you. Is that okay?" "Yeah, take it back." And I said to him, "Nirav, is it time? Is it time to have that conversation? Are you ready?" He says, "Oh no, Kedar, I'm not ready at all. Look at all the stuff I've got to do. I've got all these books and all the stuff." That was Nirav. It was like right up until the last moment, you know, here he was, he couldn't hardly walk, and he's directing the traffic, like, up, window, you know, thing, and it was just like, I was blown away by this. So we did have that conversation. I told him that it's about time we were going to cross the great water. There were uncharted waters. Was it time? And of course Shanti said, "Nirav, is it time to call hospice?" And he goes, "It's time." Because Nirav would never receive any hospice treatment because the hospice meant it was, you're terminally ill, and Nirav would never accept that he was terminally ill. Here he is. It's unbelievable. So, Nirav, wow, I loved him so much, and I love him so much. I appreciate him, I miss him. And I feel so grateful that I got to hug him goodbye when he was warm. And when I came and saw him in his last, after he had left, I have to say that he looked so beautiful. His eyes were open, and he was staring into infinity. He went with his eyes open. He didn't close his eyes, he just went and was right there. So to me, Nirav will always be a saint. And if I was the Pope, I would canonize him as a saint. Saint Nirav of the Temple of Peace. Thank you.